trust to file is something we introduced last year, actually last January. And we're a service bureau that streamlines the complex process of Bare Trust T3 filing compliance for property managers, addressing the CRA requirements set forth by Bill C-32. And let me show you a little timeline, which makes it a little easier for us to wrap our heads around. So Bare Trusts have existed forever, but they were identified in 2020 for mandatory filing. And CRA introduced draft legislation for Bare Trust filing in 2021, and it became law in 2022 for the first year of mandatory filing in 2023. So everybody that's on this call remembers last year in February, March, April. Are we Bare Trusts? And we were talking to lawyers and who knows who else trying to get this, and accountants trying to get this stuff figured out. And then 5 days before the prior deadline on April 1st, they exempted the 2023 returns. To the great relief of some people and the great frustration to others. What's happening now is that draft legislation has been proposed. That came out in August, and the September 11th was the end of the consultation. I thought it was going to be put into law on September 11th. That's what I thought was going to be happening, but it was just the end of consultation. So what we see in the draft legislation is 2024 is likely exempt as well. But I must say the early clarification, it's a little confusing. But anyways, let's just assume that we do have to file 2024 returns. And so really what we're looking for Aargh Software is we want to be able to create those T3 accounts in January and then have that filing wrapped up for you by April 1st. Let me just dig a bit more into that legislation clarification for you. So as I say, it's highly likely that 2024 are also going to be exempt. The trick there, I was speaking with Luke about this earlier, unless the draft legislation is rejected by lawmakers. So that the draft legislation came out of the finance department and it's going back to the lawmakers to approve or disapprove. They may send it back because finance was supposed to, they've already had 1 year to do their trick. So to get 2 years exemption from the lawmakers, we'll see what happens. So we're expecting that in the next month, 2 months. But what's really not clear along the way is a property management relationship really a bare trust? As of 2023, our legal answer was yes, and we checked into several lawyers and accountants for that stuff. And if it is a trust, now does it fall into one of the new exemptions that does talk about things like principal residences, and in a case of a condo strata association, all the owners are principal residents. So I don't understand those clarifications. And then the last thing that we've been talking about, the PM relationships with condos and strata are already highly regulated. We all have contracts with them that highly define the relationship with those corporations. And we also have industry associations across Canada. So we're not sure if the government really needs to know about the relationships that PMs have or not in terms of bare trusts or not. So those are the questions that still have yet to be answered. There's a couple really good URLs here. All I have right now for you is stay tuned to the draft legislation journey. If it is approved as it sits, then there'll be no filing in 2024. If it is not approved as it sits and property managers have to file for their clients, then I would say, why would you want to trust us for your T3 filings? Well, my background is all in Canadian tax accounting software. I was part of the QuickBooks team as well as CanTax and Profile, which we sold to Intuit along the way. So we've got a lot of work, a lot of experience in tax and accounting software, and we also have a lot of experience with our condo and strata broker requirements. And honestly, to tell the truth, the T3 returns are not complicated at all. Like each individual one is super simple. It's going to be a few things that we're going to pull out of Rent Manager for you and fill them automatically. Really, and we're using our high volume service to do this. And really, it's not that they're complicated. It's the process around them that's complicated, because we also have to. But we also have to treat each corporation as its own engagement. So that means that the property manager cannot sign on behalf of the corporation for this bulk engagement processing. So we have to, basically, that's all part of the streamlined process. We'll get an export out of your Rent Manager. We'll do that bulk engagement processing. We'll get those set up. And then we'll direct e-file to CRA, and then we'll do direct billing back into the ledgers inside Rent Manager, as well as the T3 assessment management. So we're really trying to have property managers completely hands-off. Like like just be able to go in Rent Manager and go, oh, hey, there, it's done already. So that's basically the process that we've put together. Head on over to our website if you want to talk to me about any of this kind of stuff. Book a half-hour Zoom chat with me, and we'll kind of have a look at how the software applies to you. It is a free 30-day trial, and we have team webinars available, et cetera, et cetera. So we're excited to help our Canadian companies. Thank you, and again, connect for a half-hour meeting with us.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Don't forget, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw those in the questions box, and we'll go ahead and get to the questions as soon as we launch this poll and get that sorted. Now, I do have a question for you, Stephen, while we wait for those poll results.
Sure.
How long does it take to get set up with ArcSoft?
Well, the first three products, the email to CRM, web to CRM, and Notify, they take probably about a day or two of our time to set up on our end. For our clients, it takes about 10 minutes to answer a few questions. The whole point of what we're setting up is to get information into Rent Manager.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to log into another platform or into an Aargh server or anything like that. The whole idea is all this stuff is coming into your firm and it's all going into Rent Manager as a single source of truth.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we thank you so much, and we love having you in the program working with Rent Manager customers. I know you do well, and so we hope that we can also get you some new customers after this webinar. And I thank you again, everybody, for joining us, and I hope you join us again next week.